welcome back to Neptune Straight Talk. This is NST Live on a Wednesday night, February 1st, and I am your host, Dave Sweat.
I'm your co-host, John Barbario.
Yes, John Barbario.
I am.
It's the first day of Black History Month, man.
It is. It is an important month.
Very important month.
Unfortunately, it's only a month.
They got celebrated. They gave us the cold one.
Speaking of which, had a little snow today.
Yeah, we did have a little snow.
Woke up to some snow on the ground.
Yes, we sure did.
Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Ah, damn.
2 months after Christmas.
Yeah, don't start singing that shit yet.
No, I ain't singing shit. What's up, Scott? Welcome to the show. It's also, what's up, Naja? Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Also a little bit of a national holiday today. It's becoming one.
What is that?
National Tom Brady is retiring from the NFL Day. Never have to see his ass in a uniform again.
Come on. You gotta give it up to the GOAT.
The GOAT. The GOAT.
Gotta give it up to the GOAT.
What's up, Janine? What's up, Flip?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, and it's Naja's birthday month. I guess we got to acknowledge that. She gets a whole month. I never understood that birthday month.
You never, what?
When I was her age, you got your day. That was it.
Yeah.
Don't get a whole month. This is, birthday month. Terrible. It's all made up. But let me give you some Tom Brady stats just to give you an idea how great this dude was.
Oh, he was great.
6th round pick in the NFL. Those guys are never supposed to become superstars.
All right.
7 Super Bowls he won. 5 of those he got the MVP in. All-time leader in passing yards and touchdown passes in the NFL. Huge stat. Pro Bowl 15 times. This guy...
I mean, he played 23 years, though.
He did. Played a long time.
It's a lot of time to get a lot of
Lost
stuff.
a marriage over it.
Hello, Layla.
What's up, Layla? Lost a marriage over it. Wife and kids went running.
Yeah.
Came back last season,
Wow.
Sent his family away.
That's really harsh.
I mean, it's the truth. That's what happened. Flip said the Cheatriots. Tampa Bay cheating ears.
No, they stole a couple of our AFC Championship games. Though, Flip. We do know that, right?
What's up, Jen? What's up, Derek? Welcome to the show. Just getting started, Talking a little Tom Brady.
No, it looks like I'm in I'm in heaven. The lighting.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, it does. Wow, you're being shown down upon.
Well, I gotta fix that real quick.
What is that?
That's right there.
There you go. Nope, still happening.
It is still happening.
Oh well, I'm on a delay.
Well, wait, ass.
Listen, little lighting issues. It's okay. It looks like you're meant to be there.
I mean, I am an angel.
You are. I mean,
Yeah, is that better?
No.
It isn't better?
No, but it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. So we have
There's a big halo ring on the television, too.
That's wow. We're knocking it out of the park.
No, I'll fix that.
Jeez Louise.
Go ahead, just continue talking.
So.
That's what live television does, dude.
It is. Lighting issues. Oh, there you go.
Boom. And you can see me, and I don't look like I'm in heaven.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, all right.
All set.
All set.
So we do have to get into, we wanted to start off a little nice with a little Tom Brady action, but we do have a serious topic to get into tonight. And that's the incident that went down, I guess it was last week, with Tyre Nichols, 29-year-old black man, who was pulled from his car during a reckless driving stop and beaten severely by the officers that were responding, and ended up dying due to that beating. So once again, we're talking about this situation. We've had this show before, and we're doing it again, and it's probably going to happen again, and it's ridiculous, and it's unfortunate.
Well, we need to put the scumbags' names out there who had took a hand in ending his life senselessly.
So there's 5 guys who were directly involved in the beating.
Yeah.
We got Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmett Martin.
The third.
You
shamed 2 other generations.
You definitely did. Shit. Desmond Mills and Justin Smith.
He's a junior also. And then there was
the guy, the white officer who initially pulled Tyre out of the car.
Why he wasn't fired with these 5?
His name just came out. He had like a week. But Preston Hemphill.
Yeah, he tased an unarmed man.
And he's not fired. I believe he's just suspended right now. He's on like desk duty.
Administrative leave or something like that.
Right, garbage.
But then there was the EMT disgraced their code that they, they're supposed to like be the ones that save people, and to watch him, handcuffed on the road, going and rolling in agony, and watching these fire department and these EMTs walk around and
Right.
have conversations is disgusting.
So their defense to how they reacted was that they were. Oh, it's Tyree.
Oh yeah.
Tyree. Okay, I said Tyre. Excuse me.
Oh
Tyree.
wait, I didn't hear that. My bad. Yeah, Tyree. Go ahead. What were you saying now?
I don't know.
The paramedics.
The paramedics. So their excuse for how they reacted was the call that came in was for a victim who was pepper sprayed. Didn't say anything about the beating or anything like that he was bleeding.
Yeah, they were fired
So
too.
yeah, they were fired,
And that's,
because they should have got there, seen what was going on, and been able to reevaluate.
Well, no. When they come on the scene, their job is nothing. They have no other job but to tend to somebody that's injured. That is ridiculous. They were there for a reason, and to see them walk around and have casual conversation,
Right.
It was disgusting. And it's Robert Long, Jamichael Sandridge, and Lieutenant Michelle Whitaker. They're all gone, so they lost their job too, deservingly so.
There was a lot of that casual conversation going on because that guy we were just talking about, Preston Hemphill, who pulled Tyree from the car,
Right.
was seen shortly after because what happened was Tyree got pepper sprayed.
Right.
The cops kind of backed off because I'm assuming because there's pepper spray in the air, and Tyree got up.
He was
started running
approximately
away.
a couple hundred yards away from his home, by the way.
Right. But I mean, maybe they knew that. I don't know if they knew that.
Well, of course they didn't know that. But their agenda was nothing but to cause harm to this man.
Right. But
Let me point out a couple of things. A cop wants to. They always, deservingly so, say they just want to make it home to their families, after their shift. They didn't approach this car with that, with the thought that this guy might have a gun. They ran up on this car like they knew who they were stopping.
Right. Like this was
On
immediately
both
gonna be
sides
a
of the
problem.
car, opening his door and just yanked him out.
Super
And they're
aggressive.
in fear for their lives, as they say when they pull people over. Where was the fear? Where was the fear? You know why? Because there's got to be a backstory. We're not stupid. No cop approaches a car without their hand on their pistol
For reckless driving.
for reckless driving, alleged reckless driving, and be fearful of not returning home to their wife and kids or whoever. There was definitely a backstory. They knew exactly in my opinion, they knew exactly who they were pulling over. And there's a little backstory that's been going around, and a couple of people have touched on it.
Janine just mentioned it in the chat.
Right, that he was dating. He worked at FedEx with allegedly one of the cops' estranged wife, and they were seeing each other allegedly. So, I mean, they bum rushed this guy like they knew exactly who they were pulling over. In my opinion, like you're supposed to approach a car with caution. They were already on him, and why were 3 officers on a traffic stop at the same exact time? Why were they all there at the simultaneously
Right.
on an alleged reckless driving? And you can see in one of the videos the GPS of the cop's car that he's pursuing. He ain't driving reckless. He's slow. Pulled over, and there was already 2 other cops simultaneously, and they go right into the car and yank him out. And he was polite getting his ass whooped, and he just wanted to go home. And
There was parts where he's crying. He's calling out for his mom.
Yeah, it breaks my heart, man.
And if you haven't watched the video, you're not going to have a true perspective on this until you see. I know it can.
And watch
it's terrible, and some people can't watch stuff like that. But if you want a perspective on this, you should watch the video. There's the body cam video.
Negated the love triangle. Okay, the father did.
Okay.
That don't mean still ain't no other backstory.
Right.
That's why I did the quotes with allegedly.
Right.
It's all speculation, but you don't run up on a car if you don't know who it is on some reckless driving and fear for your life, as cops do when they approach a car that they don't know who's operating, and they don't know if they have a gun. It's Memphis. This is South. there's people with guns.
Right.
So
And we've seen videos of people resisting arrest. This was not resisting arrest.
he was baffled. He was baffled, and then
He was in shock.
And then you find out what kind of guy this Tyree was. Like, he was a aspired photographer, you know. And I don't want to quote what he said, but I read one of what he wanted from his photography and putting it online. It was just beautiful words. And he skateboarded. He was just a simple dude, man. No record. They're not gonna scrape up any.
He's a father too, right?
Not gonna scrape up any old police records like people like to throw out there. You know, when black men die at the hands of police officers all the time. Well, what did he do?
Meanwhile, the records of these officers, they've never been disciplined for excessive force, but they all have stuff on their records for other stuff. One was a corrections officer and was involved in I don't know how this is an excessive force, but he was involved in the beating of an inmate by a few security guards.
Yes, Susan, he was
officers.
He was 150 pounds soaking wet, and they were huge. I mean, how is it so hard to subdue a 160-pound man when you're trained to do so, and you're 250 pounds? There's an agenda, man. There's something.
And there's 5 of them.
We'll find out in the days to come. Mark my
Yeah.
word. There's something else about this that just doesn't make sense. And the politeness in his voice still when he was getting beat. I mean, it just breaks my heart. And what do we do? What do we do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm open to suggestion. What do we do?
How do you stop?
We wait until the next time, and then we have these discussions, and we give our thoughts and our prayers. It's like the school shootings. What do we do about the gun laws? We'll just wait until the next school shooting, and then we'll have these discussions, and then the Super Bowl will happen,
right?
And Tyree Nichol will be a back page story, and then the trial will come up, and we'll say, oh, they didn't get what they deserved. They didn't get all they should bury and then we'll forget about that, and it'll happen again. So what do we do? What are our solutions? I pose that question to our viewers. I'm open to suggestion. I'm down for anything.
We don't want to have this show anymore.
What do we do? what we have to have some kind of police officer reform. There has to be some difference in the training. There has to be some stop with this Gestapo.
Judge, jury, and executioner. They're there to protect and serve, but they've become judge, jury, and executioner.
They're like
and not every cop. We're not saying every cop. Of course, there are good policemen and policewomen. But
I pose this to you. I know there are I know good police officers.
Right.
But I pose this question to you. Where were all those officers and them fire department employees and the EMTs on the scene? Where was the good person in that 15 to 20 people? Where was the one saying, oh, that's enough. You guys have gone too far. Where's that person?
Didn't happen.
Where's that person? Where's that EMT that says, you know what, he is rolling and agonizing and he's bleeding from his swollen face. Maybe I should go tend to him. When does that happen?
Preliminary autopsy results. He died of excessive bleeding due to a beating. From a reckless driving stop. Died of excessive bleeding.
It's a sad state. It's a sad state when we keep on having these conversations over and over again. I'm all about dialogue. I'm all about, talking about the elephant in the room, which is always race. You can hide behind that if you like, but we know it is. It depends on where you are. It comes into play, and we just gotta admit that and tackle it, because it's not going to go away. If I'm sure there's people who saw our advertisement for the show and said, I don't want to talk about that. Right. I'm tired of seeing that on the news. You know what? You don't have a problem with it then. You don't have a problem with what we saw, what the world is disgusted by. Because if you're not a part of the dialogue or you're not a part of the conversation, then you're probably part of the problem.
Well, speaking of the conversation, I haven't seen much of a conversation like something like this happens on Facebook.
Dude,
my feed is filled with every different opinion. Everyone. It's tumbleweed.
It's
tumbleweed.
It was an uproar about Kyrie Irving and the 5 steps he had to take to get back on the floor for posting an anti-Semitic video. it was a whole bunch of pissed off people on my page. I ain't seen not a one,
Yep.
maybe a few. Because you
Do you
know
think
why?
people
I'm
become
gonna tell you why. And I'm not
dead
and
to it?
I'm not attacking you. Trust me, I'm not. I'm talking about the desensitized.
Right.
How we've become desensitized
normal.
to it. Because it's the norm. It's the norm. And the dialogue is less and less. We talk about school shootings. It was a month of all the kids
Thoughts and prayers and
thoughts
everything
and
like
prayers
that.
and all the visual, the candlelight visuals, and then all of a sudden it's a school shooting, and it's a week talking about it,
Right.
and then it's the day after, and then it's like, oh, the death toll rose because two people in the hospital died, and then we add another day. But the dialogue and discussing problems we have in our country, they get smaller and smaller because we're so used to it happening. It's commonplace now.
Yep.
You just got to be prepared. Don't wear flip-flops to Walmart because you can't run. And I'm just saying, you can't be out in public and have some flip-flops on and be a mass shooting and your ass trip over your toe.
Right.
You got to be able to run. So wear sneakers wherever you go.
I am a flip flop
This is a
person.
little tip from your Uncle Dave.
I do like a good flip flop.
You do, yeah. Wear that shit.
And I don't like running, so
Wear
I
that
probably
shit
wouldn't
from
be
your
running
bedroom
anyway.
to your shower and back to your bedroom, and then take them motherfuckers off. I ain't wearing no flip flops nowhere.
But you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Everyone is desensitized to it. It's norm now. It's the normal.
It's the norm, and
We
I,
expect these things every few months, something like this to happen.
and it was nice seeing Kamala at the funeral and talking about.
Photo op.
Yeah, she had to go. And,
Al Sharpton suddenly showed up. Photo op.
well, I mean, they
He shows up at a lot of things,
He has to. I mean, if he didn't show up, they'd be like, "Where the fuck is Al?"
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's kind of obligated, but that's beside the point. She used that form to go with and put the George Floyd bill across Congress, and Joe Biden will sign it.
It's
Remember when I said this? It ain't gonna get signed.
right.
They're still going to, that was nice and it looked good and she got a great applause, but red and blue ain't doing shit for you.
Nope.
Trust me.
No
You
sir.
got to do for yourself. That's just my opinion. Y'all can do what y'all want, folks. Y'all can do what y'all want.
So Janine had an opinion here. They're tired of seeing it on the news, and we're tired of living it.
Yo, no doubt. Kick my flip flops right off and go barefoot. Now, what if you was in Die Hard, there was broken glass?
If someone's shooting, I'm running through the glass.
You run through the glass, but you can't run as fast through the glass. And,
Watch me.
and adrenaline only lasts for like about 20 steps, and then that pain will kick in, and you'll slow down and fall down and be one of the victims. So don't wear your flip flops out. Just wear sneakers, and you ain't gonna worry about kicking your flip flops off. Flip,
And his brother Flop.
flop. Yeah, and endure the pain. Okay, yeah, all right, my ass.
No, he said ensure the pain.
In short, I think he
Ensure.
meant.
That's like the drink for old people. That gives them vitamins.
I hope he meant.
He's drinking Ensure. Maybe he's drinking.
Oh, you're drinking Ensure. Okay, that's
He's just letting us know. He's
that
having an
makes
honest
sense.
moment with us.
I say black people get the NRA cards and what? Oh, that has been that's probably true, Sean. If all black people went out and got our NRA cards and everybody went to carry, I bet you they'd pass something. Then they'd be like, what they about to do? They about to do something. So you no, endure. I knew you meant endure.
We knew what
But
you meant.
we know you drink
Come on,
Ensure.
man.
You around that age.
You are an
Right.
older man,
You
an
gotta
older
be-
gentleman.
yeah.
I'll give you gentleman.
Because you eat like chicken fingers and fries or something like that. You don't get no vitamins. So
Is it easy to apply for an NRA card?
I don't know.
Is it different for black people to apply? Like, is there a different?
I have no. I don't know.
Try and apply. Put in your race and see what happens. Does the contract all of a sudden get 4 pages longer?
10-day waiting list.
Right.
Like, what? They were just going for 5.
We have a sudden influx of black people trying to sign up for the NRA.
Yeah,
What are you gonna do, guys?
shut it down.
More pages. Put more pages up. They gotta fill out more stuff.
No, but we gotta. I don't want to talk about this stuff anymore. I hope and I put the positive energy out there to the world that we all become more tolerable of each other, no matter our differences, and just try to I don't even want to say get along, just coexist. You don't have to believe or think the way somebody else does or look like somebody else does to have empathy for somebody. And we need a lot more of that, because if you look at that video and you make an excuse of any sort,
You have to watch the video.
if
You have
you
to
make
watch
an
the video.
excuse about it,
You need to see the body cam footage and the footage that there's a Crime Stopper camera that actually caught this. That's, I guess, on a telephone.
you don't
pole
even
or
have
a
to look
traffic
at
light
it.
or
You can just
something.
listen to the audio and listen to his voice and their voices,
Right,
and you can draw your own conclusion from that.
right.
Just the tone.
But there, like you said, there's got to be something else to it. There's got to be.
I
There
really
has to
believe
be.
there's going to be some kind of backstory, because there has to be. There's no explanation on jumping on a vehicle that fast and not knowing who was in it. So
And Janine, just be a decent human, and that's great. I say that all the time. Just be a good person. How do we make this happen? Because
yeah,
there's a lot of people where decency is not a thing anymore. It's survival. Survival of the fittest.
Can I chime in for a second?
Sure.
Yeah.
This is Kelly, folks.
I just want to go back to joining the NRA for a second and let you know that as much of a surprise as it is to me, it seems like money is really the only thing you need to join the NRA.
Right, there you go.
Wow.
Did they give you a fee? Did they tell you exactly like what you got to pay?
Sure, you can.
Hey, Amy.
You can join
What's up,
1 year
Liz?
for $45, 2 years for $75, 3 years for $100, or 5 years for $150.
Such a deal.
Wow. So it's just moolah.
That's all you need.
So everybody go out there. We'll have a fundraiser for the NRA, and we'll all get guns and then burn them. No, I'm just playing. No, I believe in the Second Amendment. I mean, that is,
And Lucas Mangum with no more marching and prayers. Let these cops go to general population.
no doubt.
Give them some baby oil and let people get beat up last week have at it.
Wow. I will give you a little. I'll put that, Lucas, on this, definitely. It stung a little more this time.
But they don't go to Gen Pop. They go to a special place for cops who do illegal things, right? They go to special jail, cop jail. You don't get put in general population as a cop.
I mean, of course not. But if you go 5 deep, I mean, you can start your own little fucking scorpions.
They put them right, the Scorpions. That was what their unit was called.
Yeah.
The Anti-Crime Task Force, the Scorpions,
Right.
like the Globo Gym Purple Cobras from
Yeah.
Dodgeball.
Yeah, exactly. What a phony.
Just see them walking around giving their scorpion handshakes to each other.
And the disgusting conversation they had after. Talk about, when he went for your gun. Remember he went for your gun?
Right. Let's make sure we get that
And then
on
he took
camera.
a swing at you.
Right.
Like, what?
Watch the video. Again, watch the video. You'll
What?
see that none of that is
Like,
true.
and second-degree murder, I'm sorry, is a little too soft. This was to falsify police reports. Anytime that happens, that should be so major. That is a guy who took an oath to protect and serve,
Right.
lying on a document that is his explanation of an incident, and for his benefit. That
I was reading something
That's
that they were
worse.
like, no one there intended for him to die. Thanks, dude. That's a great consolation. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
No one intended him.
Captain
to
Obvious.
die. Like, come on, dude.
But they wanted
That's
it.
almost as good as thoughts and prayers.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. Thoughts and prayers. Yeah. I mean, I ain't, that y'all can keep on praying. I commend y'all, and I want y'all to, because the power of prayer is very powerful, because all you doing that at once puts a lot of positive energy out in the universe, and I really believe that. But that ain't stopping cops from killing innocent black men and women. It's not stopping it. It's not stopping mass shootings. It's not stopping people open fire. And they just foiled one in at the somebody shot hit a AR-15.
Right.
And he was shot before he got, and he had loads of ammo on him. It was at a Target, or I'm not sure, and I'm sorry I'm ill prepared, but it was.
Was it a citizen or?
It was a citizen and a I believe a Target that was shot before he got to open fire on.
But who shot at him? Who shot at the guy with the AR-15?
He was shot and killed by law enforcement.
Law enforcement. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just happened like 3 days ago or 4 days ago. But I'm not sure where it was.
I wish I had some intelligent response with a solution. I have no idea.
It was
how we
Target.
fix
It
this.
was Target.
It was Target.
Yes, it was Target, and it was foil, but it would have happened again. I mean, maybe the how frequent it happens is making people a little more prepared. But is that a world we want to live in?
Well, they're teaching
armed guards at the mall.
Yeah, they're teaching kids. They have shooting drills now.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, they used to have they were afraid of nuclear attacks, so they used to have missile drills where you get under the desk, and now it just transformed into shooting drills.
Wow.
When I was in school, all we had was fire drills. It was
We're gonna
not
put,
exciting.
We're gonna put something together for the springtime and the summer to try to get people together in some kind of manner, whether it be at Shark River Park or a lair or somewhere. But we're gonna do something at Neptune Straight Talk, and we're gonna, have hopefully other organizations locally to assist and join us in trying to get some dialogue, even if we can, with the police officers and the regular citizens, anything to try to bridge that gap, man.
Right.
Because we need to do something. We need to start somewhere, or we're just gonna wait until the next time. And I don't want to do this again.
No, I really wish this would be our last show on the subject, but
Yeah.
I know it's not going to be.
Right. And we're not being cynical. It's the reality of the world we live in now. Home and free, man. I mean, you got to fear going somewhere. Like, it has to be. I know it's in the back of my mind when I go to a big function. If I go to anywhere where it's going to be a lot of people, I shouldn't say this.
How about your kid?
Yeah, well,
Don't be worried for
I'm
the
going
kid.
to the Knicks game Sunday, Sixers Knicks, and
I don't remember getting them.
Sorry, but I'm already. I know where I'm sitting because I've been. So I'm already in my head. I got my exit. I know where the fuck I'm going if the shit hit the fan, and that's the way you gotta be. You gotta be.
I always do that. Even if I go in a movie theater, I mean, the sign's bright as hell, but I make sure I find out where to go.
I ain't going in the middle aisle to nobody.
Nope.
Excuse me, pardon me, my ass. If I don't get no ANC, I'll be at the front row like this if I had the first.
And that's the last floor you want. That's the last floor you want to get
care.
down on.
No,
That's the last floor you want to touch.
No.
A movie theater floor.
No, I don't want to touch the floor. I just want to get out the door.
Right. I want to be at the end. So, because if you're in the middle, your option is, get down.
But my point
on that
is,
sticky ass floor. That's
right. The point is, we have to. You don't have to. Don't live in fear. You go on about your business. Of course, we're gonna go on.
Be aware.
But the way the world is now, at least in our country, because Australia had a couple got it right, banned all assault rifles, and they haven't had one since, because they did it right. But
Right.
we live in this world in our country, so we have to be a little more. You go to Disney World, you gotta watch that weirdo. That's not a Disney character. This guy.
Kids, cover your eyes.
Yeah, get over. He's got. You know what I mean? You got to be on your toes. You got to be aware, and it's sickening, and but it's our truth. And I hope we have less and less of these conversations as the years go on. But until our elected officials do something and stop, going on vacation and just playing us against each other.
And Sean with the comment, when we were young, there were certain places we didn't go. Now you can't go anywhere without keeping your radar up, and you're right.
No doubt. The mall. I mean, think about it. Where hasn't there been a mass shooting? The job, the mall, school, concert, outdoor concert. Gathering in Times Square. You can't even. Bike riders. What else is there? A bike path. What else is there? I mean, I guess we can have we can all go hot air ballooning, but then there'll be motherfuckers with arrows.
Right.
You know?
Hell no. By the way, never going to one of
I
those.
would never. If you can't.
Oh, a strong
steer-
wind can
Yo,
take me off to another
raise
state.
the
No,
power
thanks.
lines and you know,
no, thanks.
no, I'm good. I'm good on that. If it doesn't have a steering wheel handlebars, Dave ain't on it.
It didn't work out well in The Wizard of Oz.
It did, I mean, well, it worked all right for her.
I guess. I mean,
She got the ruby slippers.
she did.
She got some ruby slippers.
She did. She met a few new people.
She
Made
met
some
a-
new friends.
Yeah.
It's good to make new friends.
It's good to make friends. Friends who.
Speaking of making new friends,
What?
change it up a little bit. I read a story about someone who was trying to make new friends, I guess. 29-year-old Hai Jong Shin.
Hi, Junction.
She forged a birth certificate
She forged it.
and went to high school. Went back to high school.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
These are impressions.
no, yeah,
Spot on.
nailing it.
Yeah. She's like, why you not got boyfriend? Sorry. No, but she.
I'm not laughing. I'm not
She
laughing.
was
This
in
isn't
a, she was
laughing.
in a New Jersey school.
New Brunswick.
Yeah,
Went
29
back to
years
high
old.
school in New Brunswick,
Yeah.
forged a birth certificate, got in because New Jersey has rules where any child, even if you're pretending to be a child, I guess, has 30 days. They can be enrolled in school and they have 30 days to prove who they are. Within 4
Fix
days.
it now, New Jersey.
With-
Fix it now.
Within 4 days, luckily, someone in the administration of the school noticed something was fishy with her birth certificate. So they got her in 4 days, but she had 4 days in there to talk to your children, and apparently she got some phone numbers, exchanged phone numbers.
Oh.
And they
She
said,
was like, come to my dry cleaner.
they said,
It was.
son of a-
Well, she did it. I mean,
Son of a
you know,
bitch.
she could have did it for like advertising.
They said she did attend some classes, but she mostly spent the time in the guidance counselor's office speaking to guidance counselors. And how these people didn't pick up on it. This is a 29-year-old woman posing as a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
I mean, couldn't figure that out? No one? But they did. It took them 4 days.
It took them 4
She made
days.
She had enough time to make some connections. I don't know what you say to your children to fix this problem. Watch out for adults coming into your school and posing as high school kids.
Yeah.
But and
Yeah,
then
they knew something was wrong when she was in home ec and she went over and started folding everything. She just
rat
started
bastard.
folding stuff. She was folding.
And that's not the only person recently. So a lady in Virginia.
Oh,
Let me find her
Good old
name
VA.
here. Good old VA.
yeah.
Good old VA. Where Arlisha Boykins, 22. She was an assistant basketball coach for the junior varsity basketball team.
Okay.
And one of her students, one of her players, could not attend the game, so she decided to fill in and pretend to be this student. And
She played the game?
She was dunking on people and everything.
Wow.
No. But I don't know if I assume they found out during the game, they figured it out that this person was not a
Yeah, she
junior high school student.
She got a fast break and then chest bump one of the refs that she went to high school with.
Right. This was Churchill High School in Virginia.
Yeah, she was like, you see that shit?
And she was posing as a 22-year-old, posing as a 13-year-old student.
Yeah. They still lost the
She
game.
thought she could get away with it. She
Yeah,
thought
see-
she could pull this off.
Yo, Susan said, yo,
They
she
still
said-
lost that game.
She sucked. She should have stayed on the sideline.
Absolutely. No, more really interesting people.
Wow.
Really
that-
interesting
That
people.
light, I gotta fix that light because this whole show I look like a Jesus.
You know, you're like Dave Jesus.
Yeah, I'm Jesus.
You're
I know Jesus.
what was that Broadway Jesus Christ Superstar? Is that what it was?
Jesus Christ.
I was gonna say Antichrist Superstar. That's who you are.
Who are you waiting to sacrifice?
Oh, you actually know the damn song.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
God, look where I started.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, we have okay. You know the song too. Oh God, I'm
No,
the only one that doesn't know the
I
song.
watched all that growing up. Jesus Christ Superstar. It was like really funky. It was in the hippie area too, and like West Side Story. I watched all that with my mom. A Star Is Born with Barbara Streisand.
They had Jesus Christ Superstar back then.
Yeah,
That far back?
back when Jesus was born. Yeah, they sure did.
Come on.
We about to end
We're
the
having
show.
fun here. Come
Yeah, no, I
on.
can take it. I can dish it out. I can take it. But like I said, we have to talk about these things when they come up because that's the world we live in,
We have a platform,
right? And
and I guess a little bit of a responsibility to at least acknowledge it and try and start a conversation. Because honestly, that's the only way there's going to be any progress is you
Right.
start with the conversation. Now, does it lead anywhere? That's the thing.
Right.
Is it just a conversation? And when you're done
Until the
talking,
next
that's
time.
the end?
I don't want to have it until the next time.
Right.
So I just hope and put the positive energy out there that hopefully this happens less and less, and we all come together and just live as long as you can and be
Survive.
just be respectful to people that aren't like you. It's not hard to be kind. Smile. You might get one back. I'm just going to try to be a better Dave tomorrow, and I hope you do too.
And you can teach respect, can't you?
You can teach it, but
You don't have to be born with it. It can be taught.
it can be taught, but you got to be a willing participant,
Right.
and you got to give an effort.
Right.
Some people are just miserable people, and by the way, there are just shitty people that can't be helped and just want to be miserable. But the majority of people are kind and gentle and nice and empathetic and sympathetic to other people, and we need to places, the forums like this to get those people to come out the woodworks and help us out a little bit.
But
make world
the
a better
bad
place.
people leave such a huge footprint
They do, but
that you stop paying attention to all the.
I was trying to end on a positive, and you just took a little.
Well, to do some other. You have a lot of other positive things.
Or you can just grab a mic.
Yeah, you're on a mic.
Grab a mic. Come in.
You want me to come
We
in?
have another guest here.
Hold
We
on,
have another
just give me a
guest in the
second.
background here. We're going to be
It'll be real fast.
right from the caravan.
Word.
All right, I don't need to.
Caravan from the Caribbean.
Shut your ass up. I did all
How's
that
it
work.
going?
I want.
Oh, there's a lot of
Slide on it.
jingling.
No, she's all right.
We'd like to welcome to the show
You finally.
Val.
Hey, Val.
She got something to say.
Get a check. I'll only turn that off. Give a mic check.
Mic check. I'll tell you if I can hear you. If I can hear you, it's good.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, so Dave,
Why isn't she, I can't? Why can't I hear?
Because your headphones aren't on.
Oh, but I can't hear her in the speaker. Hello. I can't hear her like that.
hello.
Just needs a little more volume.
All right.
Oh, really? I
No, listen. I know.
There you go. All right. She had something. Go ahead. Go ahead, Val.
So, Dave, I don't know if you recall after George Floyd's murder, I reached out to you on Facebook Messenger
I remember that very well.
because I'm not a fan of social media.
Right.
Right. And I said to you, I'm really upset and I feel like I'm part of the problem because I've never done anything, right?
Right.
So when you sit here tonight and you lose hope that there's not going to be change, like I want you to have hope that I'm here tonight because this is my effort of making change.
I appreciate.
So there are people out there, and that hopefully that every time these types of things happen, that their hearts will open and it can be built upon. And like there are other people like Kelly and myself that have conversations
Right.
about implementing change and what we can do. And I think what we discussed is that, you know, maybe we can't make, well, and I can't even steal this. One of my professors said this is that, and after George Floyd, when I was upset, she said, you know, you can't change the world, but she said, think globally, act locally. So my being here tonight is
Right.
my contribution, and moving back to Neptune City and having Danny and Andrew on last week, like there's been a lot of research this week about the effects of social media, but for you to use this platform for people to come together also in real life
Right.
to do things like we're intending to do in this next year
Right. Oh yeah.
is really what we need to. We can use social media for good things, but we also have to balance it out. And this is something that we can really use a positive platform to move DEI initiatives forward. And because I'm technologically challenged, I've been sitting over there trying to post different trainings that the, thanks to Kelly, had offered me from somebody else that she talked to,
Right.
with things we've been trying to do behind the scenes, offered us the New Jersey Civil Division of Civil Rights, Cal, right, offers free trainings on DEI initiatives. So,
And what is
Once-
DEI?
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Okay.
And they're about 2.5 hours long. They offer them at different times of the month. They're free to the public. Anybody could take them. There's one titled Implicit Bias, because I think as you know, a lot of white people in America, the word racist is very harsh for them to take. And as soon as you say that word, like defenses come up. So we're not moving the conversation that way.
Right.
Do we have implicit bias? Yes. We just do because we don't even know that we do, right? I mean, I never knew that a black man is told to put his hands on the wheel when he's pulled over, because that's not in my thought process. Does that make me a bad person? No, I don't think so,
It's
because
just not your reality.
it's not correct.
Right.
And until Oprah interviewed, Oprah, shout out Ope,
OP?
and I don't care if you hate me because I love Oprah, whatever. Until, you know, we can start to have these hard conversations, we are just going to stay the same, and it's going to start happening. But
And that's why we're doing this show again. I mean, we're doing this show again because something happened, but
right,
we could have easily, you know,
right. But I feel like
been
I
hitting
just
the soundboard the whole
Right.
time and doing goofy stuff. No,
Right.
we have to do stuff like this.
And you know what? And I have a whole thing, because it's a heated conversation, and we come off hot and emotional, and like we need to get into calmer spaces where we could really connect to higher points of our brain where we're not reactive,
Right.
you know? So
I agree wholeheartedly. You're gonna sit to the end of
that's
the
why Dave, you know, he prefaced, that's my perspective, right? Because everybody's entitled to
Everybody's
their
entitled,
perspective.
right. And I
That's
respect
right.
that.
Right. Yep.
Could you read?
And that's
that
why
comment?
you can call in if you
You know
have
what
a
I'm talking
perspective
about.
you want to share.
Yeah.
You talking about Dan?
Yes.
So Dan posted in the
Oh, I thought Kelly.
chat.
Okay.
Kelly's gonna do it?
Yeah.
Go for it, Kelly.
Okay, so Dan said the only change that can happen is stop voting party lines and go for that young person who really wants to foster change, not just general elections for president, even down to the damn Board of Education. Based on the current trend, Tyree's death may not ever make a history book.
No, that's facts.
And
Thank you for your comment, brother. I appreciate that. Yo.
He also had another quote right underneath.
Okay.
I don't know if you want
Go
to.
ahead.
Well, I just wanted to touch on what he said, his first comment, really. It's so important, local elections. Not a lot of us pay attention to it, but we really need to start paying more attention and being involved in local elections, right down to the Board of Education.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I receive monthly newsletters from the Boston University Anti-Racist Research Department that like to share with anybody that wants to read it. And their initiatives, they're doing lots of different research on systemic racism in our political system
Right.
and how to undo that, because I mean, it's just,
It's
you know,
so
the variables,
deep rooted.
it's very intertwined.
You got to start from scratch.
It's-
Because when
right.
you say systemic racism,
Right. It's ingrained.
It's ingrained. It's in doctrine. It's in policy. It's just in our everyday lives. That's why you talk about a cynic, like I can be at times when it comes to that, because even when we put the elected officials that we think are, I'm a Bernie Sanders dude. I ain't scared to say it, and he'll never be elected because he will get shit
Flip
done.
it. He will flip everything.
Well, he's awfully old. I'd like
No,
to
no,
see
yeah,
age
he's old.
limits. I'd like
Yeah.
to see age
Well,
limits. That's my only
he's
political.
the same age as Biden.
That's my only political piece I could offer. Age
Right.
limits.
Right. Oh, no doubt.
People
No
should be
doubt.
retired.
And there
Age
should be
limit, term limits.
Retired.
term limits. too.
Term limits,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that works too.
Yeah, but I'm all for the politician that I want, but the other politicians throw a monkey wrench in the good politicians' plans. And if there's a bill, we all know what bill is. Bill isn't just what you want. It's a bill with a lot of other shit that they don't want, that they have to sign. And then the shit that they don't want to sign for are brought up in their re-election try. Well, he was opposed to this, but he was for this.
Right.
Well, in order to get what he wanted, he had to give up this, and this. It's like a football trade.
Yeah.
You want the first round draft pick? Give me your superstar. That's the way it works, and it's got to get away from that.
Right, well, we need to bring it back to the little people like us, because
Yes.
it's really also an abuse of power.
Yes.
You know, sometimes it's not even about race, it's just about an abuse of power.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Right,
Absolutely.
okay, I'm out.
All right.
Great,
Well,
thanks,
we're gonna
guys.
end this show.
Give Val a round of applause. Give Val a round of applause. Thanks for coming on, Val. That's not the last you'll see of Val, I guarantee you that.
No, she had something to say and she said it. God damn it. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for viewing
Yes.
tonight's show.
Thank you very much for tuning in.
For tuning in. We will be back next week, and with hopefully a lighter topic, and maybe some plans for this upcoming spring and summer. All the events we want to try to get involved with. So you'll be hearing that in the upcoming shows. And thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Until next time, folks.
I am your host, Dave Sweat,
I'm your co-host, John Barbario.
and we will see you next week. Peace.
Had to get it in.
Had to get it.
Had to get it in. Just hit